Hello there. So let's go to the eastern part of Congo. What is happening there? Now I'm going to show you a video, but what I can say is that things are not looking good. Things are not looking good there. It keeps getting worse and worse. So now I'm going to play you a certain video, explain to you what it is and where it was taken. So the video, now that video was posted on M23 rebel group social media platforms. They claim that these are newly recruited forces or soldiers for the M23, 3,500 of them. So there are 3,500 newly recruited M23 rebels. They went ahead to say that they are Congolese people who are recruited to join M23. Surprisingly, even in that video, somewhere at the end, you can hear them singing in Kinyarwanda. Actually, the song they are singing is very popular among the Rwandan Defense Force. It's a song with origin from when they were rebels in the RPA or RPF. Then they came and took Rwanda, so they still sing the same songs, and those are the same songs we just saw these new Congolese, in quotes, recruits singing. So anyway, so that is what you are seeing, and the reason why they are there is to secure minerals for mostly international supporters of Rwanda, mostly the 3T minerals, that is tungsten, tantalum, and tin, that is located or found in North Kivu, particularly areas around Masisi, that is Rubaya mines for tantalum, and some mines in Walikare, which is on the other side of North Kivu. And the other reason for the Rwandan, particularly the Tutsi people, which makes up the M23 or the M23 group, are to basically do ethnic cleansing, move or displace people from their land, mostly the Bantu communities of that part, and replace them with Tutsi people coming from Uganda and Rwanda. And it's not me who is saying it. This has been reported by the United Nations High Human Rights Office, HRO. This has also been reported by Amnesty International. For example, in a report in August, referring to July, Amnesty International claims that M23 massacred more than 400 farmers. So they said these farmers were the people who are living in the internally displaced camps around Goma. And these people left their camps to go and try to do a bit of harvesting in the north, in areas around Rumangabo. And they came across the Rwandan M23 fighters, and they were unalived, more than 400 of them, 80 of whom were children, young children below the age of 12, according to the report. The others were women and children. According to the UN Human Rights Office, they have a similar figure of the same atrocities being committed by these Rwandan fighters or Rwandan troops inside Congo in these territories that they've captured. But I'll be coming to that later. First of all, I want to show you a map of this location. As you can see, to the right, you have the Rwandan territory. You have this line there, which is the border between the two countries. To the right, places like Gisenyi, that is Rwanda, right? And then you have the city of Goma, a city of 2 million people today, which is surrounded by more than 11 internally displaced people camp in Mugunga and other areas, like you can see camp, all these places. These are people who have been displaced in their territory by these Rwandans. As you can see, one of the camp is actually coming up right now here on our screen right here. We have one of the new camps. As you can see, these are the camps around the city of Goma. These camps contain, this one you can easily see more than 50,000 families there of people. There are so many of them around the city of Goma. I can go to one of the largest, the Mugunga camp, right, which is located somewhere around here. The camp of Lusayo is to the north of Mugunga. So this one also has about 40,000. To the north of it, we have the new camp. And then to the south of it, we have the old camps, including so many camps around here. These are refugee camps, what you are looking at here. This is the largest camp, the oldest camp in this region that started back in 1994 by Rwandan refugees. The white structures are refugee camps, basically houses. This is the camp of Mugunga. So that is the kind of people we are dealing with. They have created one of the largest humanitarian crises in this territory because of the minerals and because of their appetite to unalive Bantu people. Now let's go to where that video was taken. But before I even get there, last week there was a CNN video where CNN journalists were welcomed to witness the graduation of 1,500 M23 commandos. Now the commandos are not the same as the ones we just saw. These are highly trained, experienced troops of the M23 stroke Rwandan soldiers that were being trained at this region called Rumangabo, particularly in this military barrack or military camp that was taken from the Congolese army. As you can see from the space, these are tiny barracks. I'll be showing you that video so that you compare with the environment here. So they were graduating here, and the CNN group accessed the training or the graduation ceremony for them. But I quickly want to take you to where this video that I just showed you was taken and who were there. So we are going to the border of Uganda. Now this is the region of Bunagana. Bunagana is the town on the border of Uganda and Congo. This is the town that was first taken by the Rwandan supported M23 back in February 2022, and it has been in their control ever since. South of Bunagana is the territory of the Virunga National Park, which is, as you can see, it's green. It is on the border of both Uganda, Rwanda, and Congo. In this case, the biggest section being on the Congolese side. This is also home to the mountain gorillas of Virunga, which Rwanda has taken to market its image as the protector of mountain gorillas, even though on the Rwandan side you can clearly see that their section of the national park is under cultivation. So they've destroyed the habitat for these gorillas, and now they go to the Congolese side to show people where the gorillas are, because the only place now the gorillas can survive is on the Congolese side, as you can see from this Google map. And that's where people go to do the naming of gorillas. Kwita Izina, that's what they call it. And it is actually being done inside the Congolese territory. All the time when you see Rwandan doing that, they are doing it inside Congo territory, because as I just showed you, their side is cultivated. Now, to the north of this patch of the forest, you can see a town called, or a village called Chanzu. I'm going to try to zoom in. Now, it is in Chanzu where that video was taken. It is in Chanzu where they are training these soldiers. And the camp, as you saw in that video, was surrounded by trees. It is this camp here, the one that is coming up right here. So the graduation you just witnessed with a smaller kind of roundabout is this place. Now, this is an old picture or video from the satellite, but these trees may have been cleared, but it's the same location. So this is where you just saw those few hundreds troops, or rather recruits, graduating and doing those demonstration. And a little bit to the side, if you can notice, is that there's a smaller grave that they've created. Not a smaller grave, but very soon it's gonna be filled up. This is a grave, military grave, memorial grave, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, to the south there are the white marks. These are newly created graves with the characteristic grave marks that are typical of military graves, right? So this is a grave next to the camp itself. Either these are people who lost their life during the training, the harsh training that they have to undergo, or these are people who actually met their end when they went to attack Congolese troops. No one knows for sure, but that's what it is from the map. So this is what is happening there. And the reason, as I said, is for Rwanda is to annex this territory and try to bring in Rwandan people to live here. That's why they are not allowing people in Goma to go back to their farmland. That's why if the farmers go to harvest their goods, they are threatened and others are unalived. The other reason is global. So we all hear stories that China and the US are no longer selling, or China is no longer selling critical minerals to the United States because it fears what they call dual usage. Dual usage is where this mineral can be used for commercial purposes, but it can also be used for military and defense industry. So one of the minerals that the Chinese government has stopped selling to the US is tungsten. Why tungsten? Because it has a high melting point, almost 4,000 degrees Celsius. It's used as a tip for armor-piercing projectiles. These are projectiles fired by artillery, and it's also used in bank busters. These are kind of bombs dropped to places where they suspect they are bankers or people having activity under the ground. It's also now used to what we are calling space vehicles. These are hypersonic, futuristic, sci-fi missiles that are being developed that can fly at high speeds, withstanding highest temperatures as they do re-entry into our atmosphere. And tungsten is used as a tip for this type of weapon because, as I said, it has a higher